Hello and welcome to the Super Balloon Ride development blog, which I'm kind of surprised I've never made a video about this game before. I did do a release video, but I never made a development blog, and I just think that's kind of crazy because that's usually like a thing that I do, especially because this game is part of the Shadow of Dixel extended universe. So what is Super Balloon Ride? It is a game that you can get on Android phones on the Google Play Store. And it is a game where you dodge obstacles and you collect shards and power-ups, which I just picked up here because I decided to play it live while I'm talking, which is going to be mildly distracting. Anywho, so the purpose of this game is, to try to get a high score, and there is a leaderboard, and it's meant to be a fairly easy game to pick up and play. And you just don't want to touch the spikes. And you control the game by tilting your phone, and touching your screen makes you move up, and letting go makes you move back down. You can pick up a bunch of various power-ups that can help you in this conquest, and you basically want to get the highest score that you can. And I've been working on this game for years now, and I almost never talk about it, which is kind of strange because I really want people to play it. So this game's gone through a massive journey, and even this screen, the results screen, is fairly new, and things have been redone and remade really for a super long time. Originally, this game was meant to be a break game that I made while I was in between things. I just wanted to make a little phone game for me to play, and I originally only had one level. And then I made a second level, which is this one, and it added this little wind current that pushes you up. And this level has different kinds of enemies, like these little salmon. And since it is October, the spikes or jack-o'-lanterns and the enemies sometimes wear costumes and stuff. It's not all the enemies, but that's just, it is what it is. And basically you go until you die. You get shards that go into the shard vault, and you get hints. And that kind of tells you some things that I might not have explained very well. So basically the story was I wanted an easy, medium, and hard level, which this would have been the hard level, which is the third one right under the R in Ride. And then I decided I wanted a special level, which was this one, which is level 4. And it was meant to be called, it was actually called, at one point it was level 1, 2, 3 and special. And this was special, and it was kind of inspired by the star world from Super Mario World, which is why it's stars. And this level's gimmick is a bit different because there's meteors coming from the top, and over time, the hazards do adjust and change. You get different patterns of spikes that start coming across the screen, and they get bigger and more elaborate the farther you go. And basically that's it. At that point, I made level 5 because I wanted to make a level that was the first 4 levels combined. So then you ended up with this level, which is kind of a little bit of everything. Level 3 had enemies that kind of homed in on you, and they had the rain clouds, which you just saw there. Level 5 has everything. I finished that around October, and I was like, this would be really cool if I made a spooky Halloween level. So level 6, which kind of worked out because it's 6, ended up taking place in Darkhaven, which is another Shadow of Dixel location. And yeah, basically this creepy ghost hand comes up and will pull your balloon down, which doesn't seem too dangerous in the beginning when there isn't a lot of ghost spikes. But over time, there's a lot more spikes that are appearing in the bottom half of the screen. The ghost hand can touch the ghost spikes, but it can't touch the regular spikes because if it does, it gets knocked down. So this one kind of has you wanting to kind of stay up high, and hopefully you want hazards that are going to knock it down. Otherwise you get pulled down, and you can kind of shake yourself free, which is actually a fairly new update. I could talk forever about the history of this game because I've changed so much of it over time. And I probably will eventually over different videos. So this game has a leaderboard, and it has these score rooms that I want to change because when I made these, the game only had 3 or 4 levels, It was serviceable. I don't think that's working out now. Now there's 10 levels. You'll see here that there's an 11th one shown, and there was a level 11 for a while, but I decided that it was boring and I took it back out to get revamped. Actually, there was even 12 levels for a while, but level 12 was never finished. You can access them in a way that's a secret Easter egg, but we'll get there someday. But I'm not gonna say what it is. You'll have to explore. The big thing with the Super Update was that you can customize your balloon now and get different characters. So there's Chance, Dexel, Candor, Barlock, Kibbles, Emberlin, Gardemus, Flowman, Camus, and then back to not Dexel, Gambler. This game was originally called Gambler's Balloon Ride, but I learned the hard way that Google believes that Gamblar, which is his name with an A, should be autocorrected to Gambler, which meant it thought this game was a gambling game, and you could type in the name of the game and it wouldn't pop up because it was being censored. And sometimes I'd have my Google say, if you need help, please call blah, 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 because I was typing in stuff about Gambler. So that is a quick reason to change it to Super. And at the same time, I decided to add a bunch of different characters. And with this update, you can actually change the color of your balloon and get different balloon skins. And right now I just have basic colors, like rainbow colors, but I'm planning on adding more elaborate designs. There's also alternate baskets that you can get, but I don't have them like I have them designed and programmed in, but there's no way to get them yet. But that's something that's in the pipeline, because the last update that I put out was Super Update Part 1 because it was taking me so long. Anyways, I'm gonna go into a level so you don't get bored while I'm talking. So as you can see, you can play as different characters and do different things. Now, one of my philosophies when making this game was making every level feel unique. So my goal was that every level has a different gimmick. So I was hoping that that's hopefully something that people know or realize. I try to do something different, and I want to keep doing that. Like, if it can't be unique, it doesn't need to exist, I guess. I don't want to just have a bunch of levels that all feel the same. I don't want to show them all here because ideally I think it'd be cool if more people played it and gave me their thoughts to give me feedback so I can have like ideas of things to change and improve, because I've been working in this game for years now and I want to do more with it, but I also just would really enjoy if more people experienced it. I don't have everything in yet, so I'm planning on adding a shard shop to use the shards that you bought. I haven't got that in yet, but you'll be able to buy different skins for your balloon. No microtransactions. I know that's going to come up. There are some ads in the game. The way that I have it done right now, so is if you die, at the very bottom of the screen there'll be a little banner that you can pretty much ignore, and I purposely put the buttons up higher so that you don't have to worry about accidentally touching the banner. And then in the bottom corner of this screen, just above the settings, there'll be a button that says watch ad to support me. Or it says support me, watch ad. The only time a video ad like that is ever going to appear is if you click that button. And currently, if you watch a video ad, it automatically gives you a balloon skin that is available. It will never give you repeats. There are no duplicate skins. You will always get a new one. Once the shard shop is added, I might take that out. I might leave it. I don't know. Depends on how people feel about it. So like the basic skins will be like 100 shards, and the really special ones will be like 250 shards. All of the characters are not purchasable via shards, which I'm going to reiterate is only obtained by playing. I'm not going to sell them. You can get, I don't have all of them in yet. Like there's not a way to obtain everybody, but you can get Camus for getting 50 shards in any level. Chance is a 1 in 10 chance of getting her anytime you get at least 1 shard in a level. She's probably going to be the first one people get. Dexel's not in yet. Candor is not in yet. Barlock, you get him by doing a 10 shard streak, and I don't really have any of the other ones in yet, but I'm going to do that. I have a bunch of different basket skins designed, but currently there's no way to get them. I might make them available by watching ads the same way as the top, but the main goal is to give you something to spend the shards on, and then it's just mostly like a high score attack. You unlock a new level every time that you get... Okay, I'm getting way rambly, and I apologize, but I never talked about this game, and this game has so much history. I should have been making videos this whole time. So when you open up the game for the first time, it's going to look like this, and you'll have to unlock all of the levels. So in order to unlock level 2, you have to get 30 shards in level 1. So you get 3 stars. So you get 1 star for 10, 2 stars for 20, 3 stars for 30. Now, I need to go over this again, but there is alternate ways to unlock the levels. So like if you get a certain number of shards total, you can brute force. So like if you're having a really hard time with a level, eventually you will unlock the next level, because it's like get 3 stars on level 1 or get a total of 250 shards. It's something like that. So you will be able to get all of the levels in that way. Level 6 is a bit weird, but I'm probably going to change that. Level 6 requires you to get all these levels done and then go back to level 3 and destroy an endo blimp, and then you get a soul scope that unlocks level. It's very obtuse. When I first started making this game, I wanted all the levels to be secrets. You couldn't even see all the levels. Like, you only would see a couple of the levels on the screen at a time. And you would have to unlock them. Like, you wouldn't even know. Like, I didn't even have the button there. Like, the level screen wasn't even a question mark. Which it used to all be question marks until, like, 3 days ago. Like, the locks floating on the things are, like, new. Like, I'm constantly, like, revising, rewriting, redoing. Like, I'm constantly, like, trying to remake this game as good as I can. Well, what I'm trying to say is that you will eventually unlock a level like this. And you'll get all of them. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. Anyways, I want people to play this so that they can tell me what they do and do not like about it, so I can make it better. I don't want the game to have, like, dumb, obnoxious ads. There is an ad currently that pops up when you open the game, or like when you go to like the leaderboard and back. I didn't put it there for some reason. AdMob, which is like the platform, like the infrastructure that goes into Game Maker, it put it in there, and I haven't figured out where it is yet, but it's kind of a new thing. It only pops up when you first start the game, or like when the leaderboard takes you to a different page, so like when you come back it pops up, but you can just close it right away. That's not staying, hopefully, unless people think it's not that bad, because it's probably pretty good for things going, but nothing's gonna pop up while you're playing. I just want people to play this game and let me know what they think, and I will see you next time, because I am way rambly. I'm just very excited. I don't know why I've never talked about this before. I will see you next time.